Hey y'all, what's up? So I was just listening. A friend of mine sent me a video of Panic. I heard this video so many times, but every time I hear it, it's like, oh gosh, it's like, bruh, this is serious. This is like crazy. Pretty much he was talking about. He was reading out of the book The Gnostics, and he was talking about how you know how the demiurge created all of this, and demiurge really means half maker and all of that, and how um if you understand that concept, that what you came into is already flawed, then you could kind of like, if you're on the mission of spirituality and enlightenment anyway, you could kind of like gauge on how to experience the experience. You understand? Like how to be here and not be of it. You're in it, but not be of it. This kind of like goes hand in hand with one of the videos that I did when I was on the Williamsburg Bridge. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, I'll put it here for you guys to watch it. But it's so crazy because as I'm talking to my homeboy after I watched the video, I'm like, yo, this is crazy because we are constantly battling with ourselves, and it's only because we're eliminating our old programming to really adhere to the new perspective that we are creating for ourselves. The only thing with that is that, for me anyway, I find that I have no flooring and no ceiling to operate on, which means I have to now really be the co-creator of my existence and create this reality. And of course, your old self always battles with you with what you think you want and who you think you are. Even your family and your friends, they expect that person to show up when you no longer can show up. Like I was telling him, I remember when I used to be so, I want to help these people, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to build this, I want to create that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the only problem that I was having at the time was I was attaching myself to it. I couldn't just allow life to come in and just for me to experience it and to just leave it alone. I was just so, my character, I believe that this person, this vessel was this thing, was this person, here to help, here to, do all of this. And it was just so, I didn't realize how straining that was on my energetical being, on my Merkaba field, right? I didn't know how straining that was until the more I started listening to the Gnostic ways of perception, into how things, to look at things from a different perspective. It wasn't up until then where I kind of like, I got so out of my normal way of thinking and doing things that I got to the point where I'm like, oh shit, I'm off the ledge. Where did the footing go? I kind of went all the way over. So I was telling him, like, it's not like that person inside me is not still in there. I still don't mind helping. I still don't mind sharing my knowledge. I also want to keep learning. I'm not the know-all, and no one is the know-all. You can learn as much as you want from all these elders and everybody else, but they're guiding you. They're giving you guides so you can go back and practice and apply for yourself. It's not just to take their words for, what, like, it's God. You have to just learn, like, whatever you're wanting, you express that out so that the teacher can come to you to teach you, and whatever you learn, you apply it to your life. Now, the other thing is, you don't need to go and try to like prove it to everybody else. The only person that you need to prove it to is the only person that matters, which is yourself. So if somebody's telling you, oh, you bugging, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're this, and it's like, yo, it's cool. You don't have, the good thing about it is, you don't have to believe what I say. I do. That's the whole point. You don't have to believe what I say. I do. And when you can kind of like gauge who you can speak to about that, you kind of learn how to save your energy, so you don't just go out and just try to like, share certain things with people that are pretty much not even resonating to the information that you're sharing them with. So when I called my friend back after watching the video, I'm just like, yo, it's so crazy how I used to be in the perception that I've created to the world. I feel like now that's what they're expecting to see. And it's like, I'm no longer that person. Every day I'm growing. Every minute I'm growing. And it was kind of hard for me to swallow. And I think that's why it took me so long to kind of like get back into the game of life is because I couldn't believe that I was no longer that person. It's kind of like, well, if I'm not that person, then who am I? You know, I do understand, just like experiences, what happened to you was what happened to you, so you could become the person that you are now. So I kind of looked at it like that, like who I was who I was then. It's not like it's not me completely. It's a part of me, but it's not me completely. You know, it's like everybody's walking around with a face, but people carry on that face till death, carry on that face until they no longer recognize who they are. So I said something where, in a way for you to kind of like help gauge and pretty much in a practical sense apply your knowledge into your reality, I wrote it down. I put learn it, use it or utilize it, and let it go. So learn it, utilize it, let it go. Learn it, use it, let it go. So whatever experience that you have, either if it's something painful, something loving, something that makes you laugh, something that makes you cry, learn from the experience. What are you learning from this? What is the emotion that is attached to it, and where is it stemming from? Try to like go back to your past life. Try to go back to when you were younger. Try to go back to certain experiences that triggered that kind of emotion in you that you perhaps did not heal. Use it would be the next step, which means to pretty much utilize that lesson, to not let necessarily, like if you've been hurt by a man, not necessarily think of all men are dogs, and you know, whatever this next person shows me, if it's similar than what that person showed me, then I know they're up to no good. I know that they're doing the same thing. It's not necessarily true. What it is that now you have the awareness of the possibilities that can happen, and you take that with you so that you can be able to gauge what can happen, and you'll be able to respond or at least observe in a more healthy way, as opposed to getting your whole emotions tied up into this situation. So now the next time a new guy comes in and he shows similar traits that somebody else that you left that you didn't like, you can either choose to continue on with it or choose to figure out or communicate this to the person and try to figure out how you guys can move forward together without it constantly repeating itself, so you don't repeat the same kind of trauma that you went through, you know. And if it doesn't work, then you could just leave it alone. Experiences are just coming, and don't think that, oh man, this is a good catch, like I don't know if I'm gonna get another one again. Don't think like that, because you're already limiting yourself. I've done that myself, where I would just be stuck for like a year or two thinking about this one person and ain't go nowhere. So I'm telling y'all, like, don't focus on necessarily emotionally attaching yourself to the situation. Use what you've learned in the situation so that you can move past it, and then let it go, which is the last thing. So it's learn it, use it, and let it go. So once you've used it and you were able to like assess the situation, every situation that you come across, as life comes and show you how to as life comes to you so you can experience it, you could just let it go. So now instead of you being so emotionally tied to this person, oh, you know, I don't think I could get anybody else better or whatever. Now you can let go of that thinking. You know you could get something else better. You know that you deserve better. You know that this person is not like the next person, but you're also aware enough to continue on and see what else perhaps this person can bring to the table or to the situation, or to really see if that behavior that this person is displaying to you is really going to yield the same kind of situation. And you can do that a lot more quicker now. That is what you do when you practice. When you practice walking and running, you didn't just start by walking, you were crawling, you were a baby. And when you started running, you had to you know, practice little by little. So this is all it is, family. You just got to keep practicing every single day. When something comes to you, you learn what you're learning from the pain, whatever, now I don't want to say pain, but from the emotion, whatever it is, happy, sad, joy, painful, whatever. Learn from it, use it, and then apply it in your life by letting it go, so you don't attach yourself to it. This is, after all, just an experience. People come in and out of your life. You hear this all the time, and yet you're still sad when someone leaves your life, of course, because you had this ideology that you were stuck to, that you were going to be together forever. Well, perhaps you might want to change that ideology and understand that if we are all energy, and this is all flawed, and it's not a real, it's not your real reality, or at least it's not, how can I put it? it's the matrix, as we like to say, then you understand that this is not you, and it shouldn't be attached to you. It's just an experience. You can learn from the experience and move on quicker to the next experience, as opposed to holding yourself down. Some people kill themselves, man. They can't handle it. Some people kill themselves because they're not aware of their higher purpose. They're not aware of themselves as an energetical being, and they're not aware. I'm damn near about to cry. I'm so sensitive. I'm so goddamn sensitive. They're not aware of the experience and the lesson that they need to learn with this experience. And I keep going through this and I'm learning it a lot more. So I just wanted to come and share that with you guys, because the shit is real. We can't attach ourselves to anything that we are experiencing so much where we are beating ourselves down emotionally, because that's the whole point. If your energy is being deciphered out, you need to make sure that you're in control, as far as not necessarily physically or mentally controlling things, but as far as like you govern this house. Nothing is going to get you outside of your character and outside of your emotional well-being. You need to work on your emotional health, whatever it needs to do. Qigong, meditation, mantras, exercising, eating healthy, or just literally letting experiences come in and out. Next experience, come in and out. And that doesn't mean you're being inhumane. It just means that you understand that you are more than human. You are more than human. All right. That's all I got to say, y'all. So learn it, use it, and let it go. I hope you guys got some. I hope you understand. I ain't trying to go too deep. Peace.